I'm trying to do.
Here we go.
Man. There we go. Live.
All right, and we are. Okay, here we go. Hold on. And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition of the People's Podcast this evening. We have an incredible couple on, one who I'm looking forward to hearing their love story for the first time, because this is going to be interesting to hear from this view of them together all of these years later. First of all, how are you? Assalamu alaikum. How y'all doing?
Walaikum salam.
What's going on?
Work. Mimi says that's making family. Boom. So the first question that I want to ask is that we're gonna start with you, Yahweh. I mean Jamal, Yahweh. You Yahweh right now. So first question we want to ask is, what made you decide that you were ready to settle down and get married?
What made me decide I was ready to settle down? I always knew I was gonna get married. That was like a no-brainer. Being that I seen my dad, my mom, then my grandparents, you know, and seeing that, like love and seeing that family unit, I always wanted that. I'm big into family. Like I like for my family to be tight-knit. And I always knew that the person that I wanted to be with, I wanted them to be tight-knit with their family and things as well. And I also wanted them to feel the same way that I felt about family. So I've always known that I was going to settle down and get married. So.
Beautiful. Okay, excellent. Mimi says something like a family, and she says she's here to troll her favorites. Okay. I'm saying, but how did you know you were ready to settle down with? How did you know that you were ready to settle down with Naeemah though?
Oh, I knew the moment that I knew that I was ready to settle down with Naeemah. I was in school. It was my junior year at Albany, and she brought me a care package like this before I went off for the summer. So she bought me a care package with simple things like notebook paper, pens, little stuff like that. I was like, damn, ain't no girl about me. Nothing ever before in my life. I was like, this girl must really, really care about my little success in college or whatever. So when I seen that, I knew that if she cared about something as small as that, then she cares for me on a bigger scale. She cared for my success, period, in life. And I knew from then I was gonna go ahead and marry this girl. So you know, look at me being Drake, Josh. You already know. Look at me being Drake.
And Yahweh, you never saw Love and Basketball where they say it was like a fake and bake where she trying to set you up, you know what I'm saying, bring you.
Nah, that's too urban for me, Josh.
Okay, too urban. Okay, Naeemah, can you tell us how you first met Yahweh?
First, let me say thank you for having us on this distinguished platform. We are so honored to be invited on the People's Podcast. Thank you. We first met at work in 2014 at the YMCA. I was teaching dance camp and he was teaching basketball camp.
Okay, beautiful. And Mimi, Aisha said that's her favorites. You are her favorites. Boom. Okay, and you were at the YMCA, and who made the first move, Naeemah?
Okay, let me explain. I did not make the first move, but I did send my friend Kelly to see if he was like single, if he was talking to somebody.
Okay, I would chose first.
No, we got your thirsty. It's not thirsty. I just had to go see. I was like, Kelly, see what he's on. And so she did her detective work for me. But I didn't say nothing to him. That's all.
Okay. And Yahweh, how did you know? I mean, what made you want to accept Naeemah's investigation at her and Kelly over there?
I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I thought she was attractive when I first met her. Like, I remember the moment when I first met her at the YMCA. We used to have like these little trainings for for summer camp. And I remember this was my 4th year working at the YMCA. I did that from the beginning of college till that time. And I seen her in the training, and I was like, they started putting us in groups. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and wiggle my way up into this little group real quick. Slither in real fast.
Thirsty. Thirsty, just thirsty.
Not even too late. Too late to thirsty that, but too late.
That's the person that sent the PI out to see what I was about. But yeah, when I seen her in the group and just like hearing her interact with other people and just like, I was like, okay, I think this is gonna be. I think I might try to shoot my shot, and that's what it was.
Okay, boom, excellent. And so Debranda says, "Hey, Naeemah Nunu, Debranda, definitely made the first move." Okay, boom. Mimi has a great question for you, Naeemah. Why did you try to hide Yahweh from us?
Okay, I did not try to hide him, but I was vetting him before I brought him home. I didn't want to bring somebody home. And if people who are watching who don't know the Muhammad family, they will eat somebody alive. So I had to, yes, y'all will. Yes, especially you, especially Mimi. Mommy was, I didn't worry about mommy. It was more you, Mimi, daddy. I was more worried about you guys. But so I had to vet him. I had to see where his mind was. I had to keep things on the low before I brought him home to see if it was worth, introducing y'all to him. If that makes sense.
She heard us from East Atlanta. She was like, "Oh no, I can't bring him home."
I mean, well, that's better than some of the bluff.
Yeah, sure.
Some of the low in West End or something.
Yeah, sure.
Yahweh, how long did it take you to introduce Naeemah to your family?
It was literally maybe like the weekend after she introduced me to y'all. So like right after that, I introduced her to my mom, my dad. She already knew Jamal because Jamal worked with us. So her and Jamal already had a relationship previously. So then she met Rasha, and right after that, that's when she had finally introduced me to y'all. That's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna introduce her to my side. So.
Okay, excellent. And Rhonda says yes, ma'am. Oh, this is Rhonda's first time watching. Rhonda says yes, ma'am. Says she met him by
first time watching.
Yes. Okay. Now my next question for you, Yahweh, is what made you? How did you come up with your proposal?
How did I come up with my proposal? That's a good question. So really, what I was watching The Office. And I seen Jim's proposal to Pam, and I was like, you know what? I could possibly do something like that, but at the same time, like you know how your sister is. She would not want me to propose to her outside of a gas station in the middle of the rain, talking about something. Go ahead and marry now. So I had to pull out the stops a little bit, but at the same time, which is funny. Is because it started raining on that day, and I had a setup where I was going to propose on the rooftop of Intercontinental Hotel.
Okay, Drake. Okay, Drake.
Man, look, right on the rooftop, man. And I had my best friend, who's a photographer. He was going to take pictures and all that stuff, but his car started messing up. Then it started raining, and it was like, oh man, I had to go on the whim. I was like, man, I'm gonna have to wing it at this point. So we were in the garden area of the hotel, and lo and behold, just like Jim and Pam, it was raining. I was like, oh boy, I'm about to go ahead and take a shot. So it was raining, and right then and there, that's when I proposed. So
okay, excellent. Wonderful. Okay, because I always thought Naeemah always said she wanted somebody to propose like off Martin or something like that. So I never knew it was gonna be.
No.
Brian McKnight wasn't available at the time. So
Naeemah, what made you agree to get married when you saw Yahweh? Did you know it was coming? And once you saw him do the proposal, what made you say yes?
She had no clue.
I did a little bit though. I did. He bought me this fancy dress. And he told me to wear the dress. So I was like, okay. He was up to something.
I was trying to take you to Golden Corral. That's why I gave you the fancy dress.
He bought me this fancy dress. So when he told me that, okay, wear that dress, I'm taking you out, blah, blah, I thought I had a hint of what was going on. But we have been dating for 4 years before. So I was ready.
Okay.
Don't you start. We were long distance. He was at school.
I had to wait till I got out of school.
He had to wait till he graduated. We had a plan. It wasn't like we didn't talk about. It was like, he gonna graduate, go get his career. Then he was going to propose. So once he graduated and I saw him get, he's working. I just knew it was coming.
Let me tell you how she didn't know it was coming. She didn't know it was coming because she thought I was gonna propose to her at Disney World.
Let me tell you, who takes their girlfriend to Disney World and doesn't propose?
Me.
It was
About?
the fireworks. It was everything. I was ready. I was like, he's about to propose. He did not propose.
Man, hey, that trip was a lane right there.
I'm just saying.
I can't speak on that because that's a good question. What kind of man does take girls to Disney World and doesn't propose? I'm the last person to ask about that kind of stuff, and I stay out of that. Aisha said, Jamal, this is your brother. This is definitely Jamal's first time watching. Aisha said,
first time watching.
First time watching, yeah. Aisha says, Yahweh, that was dope. She said, Josh is such a hater. I'm not. Mimi says, the office obsession is man. Oh, Brother Garfian says, not the office, Dunder Mifflin, LOL. I'm just saying something, and boom. Okay, so you saw him, and you got proposed. Did you cry?
Did I cry?
Like a baby.
Oh, I did cry.
You got pictures of you crying.
I did cry. He was so simple. All he said was, what did you say? I really love you. He's like, I really love you. And I was like, yeah. And then he just proposed. It was so simple.
I proposed like Offset. I just got on my knees and said, you know what it is, bro. And you just...
Hey, Yahweh, were you crying?
Oh, sir. Okay. Players don't cry, Josh.
I mean, you already at the Intercontinental. You already drinking it up. You might as well just go and put the rock on.
That's Chad Butler. That's the Chad Butler that I'm channeling.
I was making sure. I'm like, I didn't know what was going on. Okay. Naeemah, were you worried about blending Yahweh blending in with our family? Were you worried about that?
Before he met, yes. Before he met everybody, I was worried. But then once he met everybody, it was so easy. It just like he fit right on there with our family. I feel like I fit right on there with his family. It was just easy. But before I was worried, I was.
Okay, cool. Somebody named Mari Mar. Never seen his name before in the air, so
hey Mari.
First time.
Mari Mar.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay. Yahweh, what were you nervous about Naeemah blending in with your family?
Not at all. Because I knew that she would fit in as soon as she met my brother at work. And then once she got that approval, because Jamal is a hard critic on anybody, period. Once she got that approval, I was like, okay, this is gonna be easy. I knew my mom was gonna love her. I knew my dad was gonna love her. I knew Rasha. Rasha was the easiest one out of them all. Like, she loves everybody. So I was like, she's gonna fit right in. And the biggest one is when she met my grandma Ruth. When she got the approval of my grandma Ruth, my auntie Tina and all them, because they're a piece of work, boy. That's all I'm gonna say. They're a piece of work. They not easy. But when I tell you that they love Naeemah from the moment they met her, I was like, this is smooth.
Okay, and what about you can't forget about your grandfather. What did he say?
Oh, he was choosing on Naeemah. You know how he get down. He was like, all right, son, I see you. I was like, granddad, don't get swung on.
Okay, and Naeemah, Mimi wants to know, how did dad accept her?
That's a funny story.
I'm gonna let Jamal tell that story about when he first came. So first, I told him, I was like, okay, I want you to meet my parents this weekend. Whatever. Please dress up. Like, I wanted him to dress up. Jamal shows up to our house with a shirt and shorts on. Now, anybody who knows Daddy knows he'll call somebody their name for short, feminine. So I was so mad, like, Jamal, you gotta dress up.
I was swaggy though.
I was like, why would you wear shorts the day you meet my dad? Like, he already.
I didn't know that I was going to meet him that day.
I know, but I still was like, dress up. So I'll let Jamal tell the rest of the story.
It's like playing Russian roulette. So when I went inside the house, your mom, I mean, it was amazing. Like, she came, hugged me, all this and that. Oh my gosh, so nice to meet you. Then Jay Prince walked down the steps. So then when Jay Prince walked down the steps, I remember he had on this linen outfit, this linen, what do you call them? The linen suits. And I mean, I swear I thought I seen a pistol in his back pocket. So I was like, I'm just gonna have to play it cool. I gotta play it cool. But he looked at me and he's like, oh, so you the one that my daughter is talking to. I was like, yes, sir, I am. You know, shook his hand, pulled me in. So you know I love my daughter, right? I was like, oh shit. Oh man. I was like, yeah, yes, sir. I was like, I'm sure you do. Like, all right now. And then from that moment on, I was like, okay, this man ain't nothing to play with. I ain't going, you know, this is no games. I can't play no games with his daughter. Can't play no games with his family. I'm in it to win it. Real.
Good. All right. Well, I'm glad that went well. My next question for you. Jamal wants to know how much did the ring cost y'all wear?
A lot.
No, he did not ask me.
Jamal asked with the eyes.
That don't sound like a Jamal question. What, a lot?
That's definitely what he says to Jamal. But yeah, Aisha said, "How could you not love them?" And then Jamal says, "Where's Lonnie P?"
With Auntie Mimi.
And Mimi said she thought you was telling.
He don't care about us no more. How he care about his money?
Mimi said she thought you let Yanni's Jamal tell the story. And Brother Khalif says, "People, beautiful couple. He's just smiling. Look at them." Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, let's come down to the wedding date. Yahweh, did you get nervous? And were you like, did you one of your friends come to you and say, read some literature, reconsider? You know what I'm saying?
Because my best friend Greg, three of my best friends was there. Two of them, that was their first time because they live all the way. They live in other parts of, Georgia. So this was their first time meeting. But Greg met Naeemah before. So Greg was like, me and Greg had private conversations, and like after our first date, me and Greg was talking, and I was like, bro, I think I'm gonna marry this girl one day. And he was like, what? I was like, I think I'm gonna marry her. And he was like, she is super cool. Like, he was like, she's one of the coolest people that you've ever been around. Like, people, not like she's one of the coolest people to ever like be within our friend group. And I was like, okay. I was like, if she got his, approval, I was like, she just getting approval all over the place. I'm like, man. But nah, they didn't put any pressure on me. Like, bro, you sure you want to get married? They was happy as hell when they heard it. Because I was the first one of my friends to get married. And on the wedding day, was I nervous? Nah, not really.
You were?
Not really. It wasn't no thing like it was like, oh, I was more nervous on the proposal versus the wedding day. The wedding day, I was like, oh, we in here. Say the proposal was like, what you say?
Did you have food poisoning because you was like throwing up on the side of the building before you got like before you walked down the aisle?
No, that would be you, sir. That was our minister.
that was Willie Beeman over here. Before the game.
Throwing up on the side of the venue before he has to do a wedding.
Rhonda says, "Oh, I love it." Naeemah, on your wedding day, were you nervous?
I was nervous, but I was more like anxious. Like it felt like the day was so long because our wedding didn't start till like 5. So the day just felt so long. I was just ready. Like, come on. But I was nervous, but I was more anxious. I was excited to get married.
Beautiful. And y'all can tell you on behalf of our family, we thank you for marrying Naeemah. You know what I'm saying? It means so much to us, and it was a big deal that happened. Mimi wants to know, Yahweh, what was Jamal's first interaction with the FOI?
My first interaction, man. Let me tell you. So it was this one day. I used to come and see Naeemah after work. And was this after work or was this when I was on a break?
I think you were on spring break.
I might have been on break from school, but I was still working like doing in between that time. So it was probably like 8 o'clock. So I always made sure that I left the house at an appropriate time because I know that, Jay Prince scared me. So I was like, I didn't want to, you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, let me go ahead and get up out of here. So I'm about to pull off. And the garage open, and I see about 60 brothers outside, and your dad. I'm like, man, what the hell is going on? I was like, okay. So I walk by, you know, they give me the greetings. I return the greetings. This one I was learning how to return the greetings and stuff. You know, say it the right way, not sound ignorant. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad because when I first met you, you said "Skam Skalaki," and I was like, I know what that means.
I said, Malaikum Assalam, brother.
Y'all playing.
But nah, so I walk down the hill and I go to my car. So I go to my car and then somebody pull up, like right next to me in a black truck. Where I'm from, I'm like, oh man, you pull up to me in a black truck, it's over. It's OV. This dude pulls the car and he like, hey, brother, you sister, Naeemah's boyfriend? I was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, I'm X, Y, and Z. I don't know, Brother Malik or something like that. I don't know what brother name was.
You know what I'm saying? You love calling all the brothers Malik. Is that your go-to?
Malik, Sean, Princess Muhammad. But nah, he was like, yeah, take care of my little sister, this and that. I was like, wait, I already met her brothers. I know this ain't. I know this ain't no other dude. So then he pull off. Then another one pull up. He's like, yeah, take care of my sister. Then another one pull up. There's like 4 of them in this one. Hey, like, yeah, this and that. Then I think it had to be, I want to say it was Jamal. Jamal pulled up too. And I was like, he was like, yeah, take care of my sister. You know, Jamal was like, yeah, take care of my sister. I was like, man, who are these people? I don't keep pulling up on me. So then one more pull up. This is like after like the 30th car. Like no BS. It was like, I didn't know what was going on. I let the window, I was like, man, I'm gonna say something next person to say something to me. I let the window down, I look, and the person that let the window down is Akeem. Akeem just starts cracking up. He's like, bro, the Minister Sharif sitting these people. I was like, I don't know who's sitting down these people. Because by this time, me and Akeem had somewhat of a little friendship too. So I was like, man, I don't know who these people was that pulled up. He's just cracking up. And I'm like, man.
Daddy be daddy.
Okay, and
if they would have tried it, man, you already know.
I'm glad you and Akeem had a relationship because I didn't meet you to the wedding day. I'm like, what's going on?
The lie.
Okay. The question I want to know, Naeemah, how was it having Milani? How did that impact the relationship?
It brought us closer, really. We always wanted a family. It's like a dream come true. We always discuss, once we got married, we want to have a baby. So it was just a blessing. She's our greatest blessing.
Beautiful. And Yahweh, what was it like becoming a father for the first time?
It was, words can't even describe it, honestly. Just seeing the growth, of the baby from being in the hospital, seeing the baby, and then going to all of the dates and seeing the ultrasounds and all of this, and just seeing, I'm like, man, you just start growing more and more love for this little person that you don't even see. And you start wondering, is this child gonna look like me? Is it gonna look like my wife? Who's the baby gonna look like? Who is she gonna be? I wonder if it's gonna be a boy or a girl. I always knew she was gonna be a girl.
Okay.
But just becoming a father for the first time is it's the greatest thing that probably I could ever ask for. I couldn't ask for a more perfect wife. I couldn't ask for a more perfect baby. None of that. I'm good.
Beautiful.
She is expensive as hell, though. I'll tell you that. That girl's expensive.
Okay, Naeemah, what advice would you give to future wives?
I would tell future wives. I've only been married for 2 years, but from my experience, I would say marry somebody or date somebody if you're still in that phase who supports your dreams. That is so, so important to have someone who encourages you to follow your unique talents, your gifts. Like Jamal, before we got married, he always told me, like, you're going to own your own dance studio. You know, you work at all these dance studios. You could do that. And I was afraid to take that leap, but it was really Jamal was like, why you keep working for all these other people? You know how to do all of this. You could be, you know.
Stop working for the man.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to tell you. Stop working for the man. And you just
do for self, Yahweh. Do for self.
Do for self. Like, sister, that's what you gotta do.
So he really supported, he financed all that, and just really backed me. And I think I did the same thing with him. Like, you know, there would be times early on in our relationship, college, he was hard, he wanted to quit, you know, he was over, being there. And
I was ready to become a trap guy, Josh. I was ready to just go ahead and like fulfill my destiny as the trap lord. And it was like,
I kept telling him, So yeah, I would just say that's important, to keep, have somebody who's on your team who supports you to be your best self, who doesn't stifle you, who doesn't oppress you, who lets you be free and to grow together and pours into you like they pour into themselves.
Beautiful. Okay, go off, Queen. Yahweh, what advice would you give to future husbands?
Listen. Don't talk. Listen. Because listening is key. Because a lot of people, like men, try to, we got egos. And sometimes you got to put that ego aside in order to come to common ground and like grow as one. Like you come into this thing as an individual, and you're still an individual, but you become one. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's funny because I noticed that a lot of times, like when you see me, if you see Naeemah, you're gonna see me. The same vice versa with like my brother and stuff like that, or anybody else. When they see one of us, when they see me or her, they're gonna see the other one. Like you become one. And the biggest thing is like that's the only way you can coexist is by listening to the other person. And just try not to be super prideful, try not to be super just egotistical, things of that nature, and be understanding. You know what I'm saying? You have to be understanding. And those are just a couple things that I would tell, a future husband.
Okay, excellent. Aisha wants to know what traditions did you start together? We'll start with you, Naeemah.
That's a good question. What traditions did we set together? Oh, we used to do with pre-COVID. We were big into travel, and every year we would spend New Year's Eve. We would go to the beach. Yeah. New Year's Eve on the beach every year. We bring the New Year on the beach, but pandemic kind of killed that for a while.
Okay. Pandemic came in and said, "Forget your beach."
Girl. Right.
Okay. Aisha wants to know for you. Yeah. Okay. I ask this for you, Yahweh. What are you the most excited about in your relationship during the pandemic?
Just seeing the best thing. Like this pandemic has been pretty. There's been some ups and downs, but there's been some big time ups for me in the sense of being able to spend time with my wife, being able to spend time with my daughter. Because at one time I used to work all day, get home at like 8:00, and not be able to spend that time. I have to wait for the weekends to spend time with my daughter and my wife. But now, being that, schools are open and things, but at first when the schools were closed and I was doing teaching virtually and stuff like that, I had all day with them. So being able to see my daughter take her first steps, being able to hear her say her first words, things of that nature, being able to see the bond, how my wife and my daughter have bonded, like so tight, seeing that is just like the greatest thing, because those are things that I missed when I was at work. But, or let's say working at the schools before. I mean, now that the schools are back in session and stuff like that, now I'm coaching basketball and all that other stuff like that, it's back to that old way, but I seen my daughter grow. I seen my wife grow as a mother. You know what I'm saying? Those are things that I thought that I would never get a chance to see. But I thank God, low-key, for the pandemic, low-key in a way, because it definitely slowed me down and allowed me to look at my family and see what I was doing all this hard work for. So, man, give me some snaps, Josh. Go ahead, come on.
I mean, Drizzy been dropping jewels, major keys like DJ Khaled all day. Off talk. Oh, this type of talk is reserved for the bosses. All right. Naeemah, what advice would you give to future mothers?
So Milani's only one, so I can only speak from this phase of like the baby toddler motherhood. But what I will say is lean into your village. From the beginning, like I had a strong village. I appreciate it, like from mommy to mother-in-law to like aunties and uncles. Like I've always had a strong village, and that makes all the difference. You know, when Milani was a newborn and we first brought her home, like I was able to take a shower and eat because mommy would hold her and Mimi would bring me food. It was like we had like a good system of where, you know, I felt supported. So I would always say like a strong support system makes a world of difference. Even now on Saturdays, we're baby free because Milani goes to Sugar Mama's house. So like a Saturday is our day because we know that. And even when people who don't know, when I'm teaching virtually and Jamal is at work, my brother, Uncle Josh will come watch Milani for me in the other room. Auntie Me will do the same. So it's like having that strong village is everything. So lean into your village, ask for help, and also take some time, self-care. I'm learning this because I had like anxious and like anxiety about like where's my baby? I need to be my baby all the time, but it's okay.
You still have that.
Okay, I'm working through that.
She'll be in the other room. Lonnie will be sitting there playing in her room at her bookshelf. She hear a book drop. Where's my baby at? Lord, can the girl read a book?
I'm working through that, okay? I'm working through that. But I've learned to calm down. You know, other people can watch her. I can go get my nails done. We can have a day to ourselves. So self-care. You know, you can't pour from an empty vessel. So take time. It's okay to take that me time. I'm still working on that.
Beautiful. So Rhonda says that's awesome. Ariane says also beautiful. And Mimi says y'all are adorable. Okay, Yahweh, what advice would you give to future fathers?
The biggest advice that I give to future fathers is a piece of advice that my dad gave me. And that was to take care of your responsibility. If you could sit here and you could be man enough to bring a life into the world, you gotta be man enough to take care of that life and do whatever you gotta do in order to take care of your kid legally. I ain't telling you to go out there and knock folks upside the head and do all the other stuff. But you got to do what you got to do. I'll tell you that I've never thought in a million years that I would be taking care of my wife, taking care of a little girl, and all of these things, and being like a protector, the provider, the role that I stepped into. I never thought that I would kick into it like this. Like I always seen my dad do it because I say it all the time. I tell Naeemah all the time, my dad is my hero. I don't have no heroes. I don't have no heroes at all outside of my dad. My dad is the man that I seen, and he's the man that I always wanted to be. Still to this day. So when I got his stamp of approval, when he said that you taking care of your business and I see you taking care of your business and I'm proud of you, I ain't heard that man say he was proud of me at all. Like, man, probably like since like a basketball game or something crazy like that. But when he told me that and he was like, I'm setting an example and all these things, I was like, okay, this is what fatherhood and stuff is. Fatherhood is you know what I'm saying? Fatherhood isn't like saying that I got kids and X, Y, and Z. Nah, fatherhood is taking care of them kids. When my wife has to go to the studio to teach her classes, who's sitting with Milani and playing and watching Elmo and Beyonce them all for that whole 30 minutes? You know, there it is, get it. But me, you get what I'm saying? When she's teaching her virtual classes, me and Milani, we take that time. If she don't want to take a nap, we're gonna take a nap together. Like, how about that? This is gonna be our little time to bond. And that's what I would tell fathers is like, man, and you don't get that time back at all. I tell anybody, like, don't take that stuff for granted at all, for real. Because there was a time with Milani where we didn't have Milani at home. Right. Like there was a time, and it was like we went back and forth to the hospital to Milani, this and that. And it was like, when she got here, I was like, okay, I'm spending every moment that I can with this little girl. Yeah. So make sure that you take care of your responsibility, spend time with your kids, and don't be afraid to love on your children. Yeah. Like children like hugs. Children like when you kiss them. Children like when you throw them up in the air and play and all that other little stuff. Like my daughter, she a wild child. She love when I throw her in the air and just catch her. Like she like that little stuff. So do that. And those children, kids don't forget that type of stuff. No, I didn't forget none of that with my dad. I didn't forget none of that with my uncles. And Lonnie isn't gonna forget none of that with me or Naeemah, or even you, Uncle Josh. Yeah. We say it all the time. Uncle Josh, Uncle Jamal, like Uncle King, like man, like she's never gonna forget that type of stuff. So that's what I would tell fathers. You know what I'm saying? That's my advice to fathers. Take care of your damn kids, man. Take care of your responsibility.
Okay, beautiful. Mimi says your baby is sleeping, chilling, not thinking about y'all right now. So keep
that's cool. That's cool with me.
Naeemah, what is if you could pick a movie that would represent like you think you and Yahweh's like love story, what movie would it be?
A movie. Okay, you switched it up. See, I was ready for the music. I was ready. Okay, the movie. I don't know. What's a movie? Let's say.
House Party. Last
That girl's Monique. I don't know.
That's a good question. Why do you switch it up on us? I was ready for the album. I was ready. Ask me the album question.
I can think of one. Idlewild.
Who would be Idlewild?
We would be Percival and what's his name? Like no matter what Percival in
the singer?
Yeah, the singer. Because he wanted her to go for her dream. She was afraid to go for her dream and be herself.
Yeah, he pushed her.
He pushed her before he pushed himself. You know what I'm saying? So
that's right, y'all. That's right.
No, look at that. Dream. Views.
I was gonna say ATL, but without the me being new, like like they were on two different sides of the track.
I'm Esquire, you the twins.
No, not the twins.
That makes sense. Who's Monica date?
Brooklyn.
Who was Monica? Okay, that's good.
Can you ask me the album question? Because that's the question I was asking. Because he threw me off with the movie.
Like, what song? I was going to ask you an album. What song would you choose to represent Yahweh's love story?
2 songs. Of course, Anita Baker, because I love Anita Baker. Grandma loved Anita Baker. Mommy loved Anita Baker.
What song?
Angel. Anita Baker, Angel. That's our first dance song at the wedding. And I have a second song. My favorite rapper, T.I. Whatever You Like. And that's the next song you have, Whatever You Like? It is.
That is the name of the song. We're just trying to see what's going on. And she basically called me a trick.
No, I did. I'm saying you work hard. If you would let me explain. He said, I'm saying because Jamal works so hard for us so that we can have whatever like. So I don't have to pay bills. So he can support us and make sure we're secure. And Milan's secure. That's why I say tell whatever you like. Is that the best song?
No, that's amazing. Song at all. And the fact that I sent, did you see the name of the email that I sent you to invite you on?
What? What was the name?
It was T.I. and Tiny. That's why I posted on there.
I didn't see it. I
thought you were gonna say something about that. All right. Anyway, Mimi says Akeem said y'all meet the Fockers, and Mimi said Naeemah is the twins' mama. Okay, Yahweh, what song would you choose?
What song would I choose? I'm gonna choose an old school song. I already told you this. Willie Hutch. I choose you from the Mac.
That makes sense. Absolutely.
If you know me, you know I'm all about this.
Willie Hutch, absolutely.
Willie Hutch, 100%. Everything that he was saying in the song was, it was just it hit on how I feel about Naeemah. So when I hear that song, I play that song for you. Like when we first got together, she was like, "Man, this old nigga right here." I was like, "Man, why I gotta be old?" I was like, "I gotta be all that." But
so none of y'all was gonna choose Bow Wow Sierra. I don't ever hit him.
That's just be
I
quiet.
was gonna choose Bow Wow. I was gonna choose Ghetto Girls. But
Okay. That makes sense too. That makes sense too.
It was gonna be between that, or it was gonna be between Ray J, One Wish.
Y'all,
Okay.
y'all making the interview ghetto. Y'all making the interview
It's
ghetto.
gonna be between one of those songs.
Trash. Trash.
Anyway, I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank everybody for watching the People's Podcast. You all's love story is very inspirational, and I want you all to continue to be happy and may God bless you with, years and years and years and decades and decades. Man, I just want to thank y'all for coming on the People's Podcast.
Thank you
y'all for watching.
us.
Put it on YouTube,
Us.
share, and subscribe. And we look forward to the next. If you all know anybody getting married or any good couples, please, so we can invite them and bring them on the show.
Sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Appreciate it, Josh.
Thank y'all. All right, boom. Thank y'all for watching.